welcome to a day in the studio with me, Ruby from Dotty Delightful. Today all I've done all the day is pack orders, and I am ever so grateful for everybody that ordered from me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also for all my wonderful patrons as well. I've been packing the new Wild Creative Woman zine. The other thing I've been doing today is making art packs up, because people have been buying the art packs. So as an artist, you end up with loads and loads of art, loads and loads of prints, all sorts of stuff, and I've got tons of it. So I've been making up these wonderful, packs of art. It's not everything there yet, but the things like, I don't know if anybody remembers when I did watercolour plant paintings. I did them ages ago, and when I was at uni I did some really beautiful, these are flowers and this is a print, and I embroidered into the flowers with my sewing machine. So yeah, things like that as well, and then things for your bedroom to inspire you to keep dreaming. And if you've been following me for a long time, you'll remember that I started off doing these word quote watercolour paintings. This is an original painting, things like that, and then really cute things like this with little animals on, and things like this. Happiness is cats and knitting. That's an original as well, which is really cute. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So I've been making them up today as well, and it's been really good. And while I was doing that, I found this. Now there's an artist. Can I remember a name? No. I'll write it here. It's gone. You'll probably know her when I show you my picture. And I'd seen a documentary about her, and it just blew me away. And I just loved her. And then I painted her as a plant pot. Do you recognise her? So I'd found this and I'd forgot that I'd done this as well, and I really love it. It's so cute. Sadly, my Transcendentia has since departed since I painted this, and I realised that I've missed a bit off the top of that leaf, unless it was cut off. Sometimes they get nibbled off. Talking of getting nibbled off, no, not like that. Talking of getting nibbled off, I've got a cheese plant in the back room, which is the living room through that door. And the leaves kept getting eaten, and I was like, I don't understand what's eating this plant. I looked on the back of the plant leaves to see if there was any biddies or anything. If you're not familiar with that term, that means little insects. And there was nothing. I couldn't see anything on it. There was no damage anywhere else apart from at the end of the leaves, where you could clearly see they'd been nibbled. Anyway, the other day, I was stood in that room and I looked up on the wall and I thought, is that a caterpillar? And lo and behold, it was a caterpillar. So I climbed up and got said caterpillar, and put him outside where he belongs. And it had been him. I don't know where he'd come from, but it was him that was nibbling my rubber plant. My cheese plant. Yeah, a blooming caterpillar. There's a great picture. I don't know how to insert pictures into this video, because I do editing on my iPad, and on iMovie on my iPad it doesn't have that feature where you can put stuff in. Anyway, I'll show you. I'll pause for a moment and show you the best ever picture. I was so happy that I'd got was it a lettuce or a cauliflower? I can't remember, maybe a cauliflower, from the supermarket, and it had been in the fridge at home, and then I'd taken it out and I'd started chopping it up for tea, and I'd found a caterpillar in it and he was still alive. So I made him all warm in my hands for ages to warm him up, because he'd been in the fridge, the poor thing, and then he lived in the garden. So I'll show you that picture now. Wasn't it amazing? I was so happy. I was like, Tom, go and get a picture of me with my caterpillar. And another picture that I really love. Where's this come from? It's gone from being in the art studio to talking about creatures. Another picture that I really love is last year. So if you pop over to my Instagram, which is also called Dotty Delightful, in stories, highlights or whatever it's called, there's one all about frogs. And last year we got some frog spawn and I made a pond in my yard, a frog pond, and actually I've got a YouTube video about that. I'll link that below. It's a really good one. And then later on in the year I found my first frog. Oh my gosh. So this picture is me being really excited about my frog. And before anybody says anything, my hands were wet out of the pond water. I only held him up really quickly to take a picture and then I put him back in again. So I wasn't mean to the frog. I'm never mean to the animals. Here's the picture. Oh my God, I was so happy. Anything like that, I'm like so over the moon. So let's get back to the art studio and enough about creatures. So this is a little glimpse of what I've been doing for the day. It's so exciting that it's zine delivery day from the amazing printmakers called Inky Little Fingers, who I always use for all my zines. These are the newest zines that are available: Wild Creative Woman and Live Your Life Like a Beautiful Romance. Live Your Life Like a Beautiful Romance isn't out yet, that'll be out very soon. And I also got these cards. Look at these postcards. These are from Mix'em. They're a company I've never used before, but oh my gosh, I'm in love. The cards feel beautiful, like silky, velvety. They're really, really nice, and these are double-sided. Here's a little view behind the scenes of when I'm doing a photo shoot. So whenever I'm taking pictures for Etsy or social media, I like to set up a space on the table, and I can use different things like candles, flowers, shells, crystals, jewellery, all sorts of things, twigs, branches, herbs, you know, all the different things to make the finished picture look really good. So you can see me here, I keep moving the rose. I've had to hold one down with the sellotape because it kept popping back up again. I've lit a candle and I'm taking pictures on a background, and the background is actually a sheet of wallpaper. So this is a really good tip. If you go to the wallpaper shop, you're allowed to take a sample of wallpaper, and if you see something in your brand colours, you can take a strip and then use it as a background to take pictures. Alternatively, you could use a sheet of white card, or if you've got a nice tabletop, the tabletop always looks good. Another top tip is, if you're taking pictures of products to sell, please don't take them on the carpet. Anybody that sees a picture of something on a carpet automatically thinks it's grubby. Thought I'd show you a flip through of my latest zine. This is called Wild Creative Woman, and it's lots of interviews of amazing creative women that I've either known through social media or in real life. And there's interviews with them, there is questions that I asked a big group of creative women, not just the ones in the magazine, about what they need in the studio, what rituals or things that they do before they start creating, things they like to drink, music they like to listen to, all sorts of really interesting stuff about studio life. It's a really lovely 28-page zine, full colour, it feels really nice, and if you like creative women or reading about creativity in any way, I think you'll really love this. I'm going to start bringing them out 4 times a year. So if you're a creative woman, please do get in touch via any of my socials if you want to be featured in one of the upcoming issues. You can see me here flipping through the zines, and I'm videoing this on my iPhone. These videos I put on TikTok as shorts, on YouTube as well, or on Instagram as reels. So it's not just taking photos, you've got to do the videos as well. And this is something that's really takes up a lot of time. As a creative person, from the outside looking in, you just think, oh, they're going to be just painting all day, or in my case, you know, painting and making zines all day. But you've got to think about all the social media as well that goes on in the background, all the things that you don't see, and trying to remember to video all these things as well. So I'm actually videoing this on my iPad while I'm using my phone to take pictures and videos of the postcards and the zines that I've made. So you've got to always kind of be one step ahead of thinking, right, okay, I really need to get this product out there so people can see it. And I've got to reach a wider audience sometimes, because it's great having customers that are regular. I mean, such a blessing, and so grateful for that. For, you know, having my Patreons as well. It's just a fantastic thing of having that support. But also you need to keep growing and keep expanding in the way to make this a sustainable full-time business. You need to reach new people, so you've got to keep thinking all the time, okay, what kind of videos can I make? What kind of images can I take? Where can I share them? You know, what platforms do I want to share them on? And it does take a lot of time in the background. And I often think to myself at the end of the day sometimes, oh, what have I even done today? I've not actually achieved anything. And then I look back and I think, oh my gosh, well, it took me 2 hours to just take pictures. And add to that as well that the light's got to be right. You know, if it's a really overcast day, it's hard to get the lighting right. So sometimes you've got to wait for a sunny day. Thankfully now I've got my daylight lamp. It's much easier. And I really highly recommend anybody that needs to take pictures of investing in one of them, because it's the best thing that I've done, really. It's so helpful, especially because I live in a little house with tiny windows. That's not very good for taking photographs if it's not a bright day. So there's all these things that you've got to consider, and you've got to plan your social media as well. You know, you've got to take the time to upload it, all that kind of stuff. Back in the old days, a long time ago, you know, people like Leonardo da Vinci had Patreons where they would pay for him to just go and paint all day. And that must have been amazing to have that and not have to do any of the social media. Obviously, back in Leonardo da Vinci's day, social media did not exist at all. Neither did phones, TVs, the internet, the radio, anything like that. Isn't that weird? But yeah, so when you are thinking about having a creative business or being a creative person for selling, I suppose, if you're just a creative person that does it for joy, then it's different. But yeah, you've got to think of all these things. You've got to think of all the time that it takes. This is the other zine that I've made. So I've been watching a girl on TikTok called Florence Given. You might have heard of her already. She's an author. She's flipping amazing. I've got a bit of a girl crush on her. And I've been watching her, and the way that she just fully embraces her life and the amazing beauty in life. And it really made me think of how I absolutely love to get dressed up and wear things like caftans and stuff like that. And I don't ever go anywhere to get dressed up in, but I do in my own house when I'm painting and stuff. And buying yourself flowers and things like this. And it really made me think of all that and how much in my life I actually live my life like a beautiful romance. So I decided to make a zine on it. and that's not out yet, but it will be out soon. That's going to be released in April, because this month we've got the Wild Creative Woman zine, and the spring zine will be launching at the end of the month as well. So yep, look out for Living Your Life Like a Beautiful Romance. That'll come out in April. And here I am again now. I'm taking some pictures of the postcards that I got printed. Normally I use printed.com for my postcards, but for some reason I couldn't get them to upload on there. That was a me thing. It wasn't their website. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I don't know if I'd done the wrong size or something. So I looked at different ones and I used Mix'em, like I said earlier on. And actually I will definitely use them again, because the quality is just second to none. They just feel so nice. And I made them double-sided, which could be a little bit weird, but I made them double-sided because then you can keep changing them round. If you get bored with one side, you flip it round and it's a whole new picture. They're not a postcard to send to people because there's nowhere to write on them, but I often think of things like, in my studio I've got so many quotes and pictures and stuff stuck up all over, and I think it's nice to have things like that just to constantly remind you. So that's why I created them. And here you can see I'm adding jewellery and all sorts of things to make it more interesting. So it's a whole creative thing in itself, taking photographs and doing videos for social media. If you do this, you already know that, you already do this kind of thing, but I thought it might be interesting for people that don't do this kind of thing to see a bit behind the scenes of what goes into a day in the life of a zine maker and artist. So as you can see, the studio is a little bit of a tip. It always gets like this on packing days. I've had to actually move my trolley here out the way. And look at these envelopes that I've been decorating. I can't show you the full thing because they've all got names on, but I've been putting all bluebells and there's daffodils and stuff on them. That's really cute, isn't it? And I've sold some more of my bluebell girl. She's a new art piece that I've got, and this is on watercolour paper. This is a print. So Bluebell Girl, I've been selling her, and then I've been using the guillotine. Now this guillotine has been the best purchase of my whole studio life. I'm not sure who it's by, but it's got this bit on it where you can do that. I don't really use that bit, but this bit with the chopper on it, it's incredible. I've had this for about 5 or 6 years. Just seeing if there's a name on it. Can't see one. But this is from Ryman's, the stationers. If I find out the name, I'll put it in the description. So these are some little zines that I made. I'll show you the inside of them. And here's my Wild Creative Woman, ready for packing with the postcards. And then, oh, this ad, look at this. This is so cute. So it's metal and it's a bicarbonate of soda tin. And the bicarb ran out the other day and it was on the recycling pile. And I was like, no way, I'm keeping that for when I go out and do watercolour painting outside. It can be my little water pot. Isn't it cute? So I kept that. And then, so down here in my drawers, it's all full of art. That one, as you can see, is. That one is. So I've been getting all my art pieces out. That's a lino print that I did of a blackbird that used to visit the garden. Oh, was it a thrush? No, blackbird. Blackbird that used to visit the garden back in the other house. And it's a lino cut. Isn't it cute? So yeah, and then I've been putting the art packs together. Like I said, I showed you a few bits before. There's some other things like this one. She actually looks like she's been eating jam, or she's been out in the cold too long and she's got a bit of a chapped lip. So here's some more of the others. I'll just show you. Let me move the piles so I don't get my piles mixed up. So I'll show you some of the others. So these are a different pack that I've been making up today. This is a nice one for Ostara for the Easter coming up. This is a watercolour print, and then I've put watercolour metallic paint on the top. She's still available on my website. Snowdrop Girl, so she. These are lino prints that I did many moons ago. You saw that one before. That's another one of the quote ones. For about 2 years, that's all I sold these. They were like really popular. That's an original watercolour. Look at this one. This is Autumn. Look at him. He's funny, isn't he? Happiness is being in the woods with forest creatures in autumn days. Yes, it is. There she is again. That's a print of the original. And that's a print of a cow parsley original painting that I've made with lots of layers and stencils and stuff on it. So that's what I've been up to so far. So I've been packing orders. Can't really show you that though because they've got the addresses on. And oh, I've also, not today, but I'll just show you while I'm here, I've also been creating some images and getting some images for inspiration for my painting. So I'm hoping to get working on that some more as well soon because, well, let's face it, I need to get it finished and move on to the next one. And my lovely friend Chris from Twitch and the Witch sent me a new book. She gifted it me in the post, which is good. She said it's a brilliant book, this. I've not read it yet. I'm saving it. 3 women, 5 centuries, 1 spellbinding story. I'm saving it until I've done my work and I'm going to start reading it tonight. But if it's anything to go by, Chris always sends me books that she knows that I'll really love. Another big part of my day is folding zines. So I get some of my zines printed at the printers, as I had mentioned before, and some of them I print at home on my Epsom Eco Tank. And when I've printed them out, they all need folding together, and then I sew them on my Singer sewing machine that you can see on the left hand side of the video. And sorting them out into some kind of order sometimes takes me a while. You'd think that I've got it by now after so many years, but so here I am just folding zines, and they often take me a long time to fold and sort out. So I'm here, I've got all different tubs, pots of pens, like there's just too many. They keep going and going. And what I've realised is that they're all a little bit jumbled up. So I've got like Posca pens in with fine liners, and I did have all my drawing pencils mixed in with all these as well. So I've decided that it's about time that I actually sit down and go through. See, I've got a paintbrush in there. The paintbrush is, oh no, it's a glue brush. I was going to say the paintbrush is not meant to be in there. The glue brush is not meant to be in there. So I'm going to go through all the different pots and put them in the pots where they're meant to be to make it easier. And then I'm going to go through each and every single coloured pencil, pen even, and see if they actually still work, because some I bet don't. I just want to show you these. These are, these are called Zig, the double-ended pens, and I think they're amazing. The watercolour, so they've got like a tip at that end, and then a brush. Can you see the brush at the other end? And these are watercolour pens, and I've used them loads in my big canvases. Sadly, there's no shops around here anymore where I can buy them from, so I have to get them online. They're a bit like are they called Tombow? I think. I think I might have some of them, but they're very similar to them ones. But these ones, I just loved them, and it's really hard to get hold of them now in the shops. So I bet quite a few of them have run out as well. I also really like these. Oops, I'm off camera there. The Stabilo pens. These are really fine. Can you see? They don't last very long though, I've got to say. I was a little bit disappointed with them. And we all love a Sharpie, don't we? We all love a Sharpie. Sharpies are waterproof, which is really good, but I don't really use them in art, I just use them for drawing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort out all of these. I've tidied the studio and I found loads of paper. So, like stacks of it in a drawer. I totally didn't know I had all this. Oh, and it's watercolour paper and card, which is amazing. So I'm going to make some journals with it to take, because we are going on holiday. Really excited. I'm going to have an art retreat holiday, and Tom, that's my partner, he's going to have a photography retreat holiday. We're going together to the same place by the sea, so that's going to be really exciting. Anyway, I don't know if this is interesting or not, but yeah, I'm going to sort all these out.
Nice to meet you. If you are new here, my name is Sophie and I'm an artist, and today I just wanted to do a quiet ASMR type hangout with me while I paint a few spreads in my sketchbook. And if ASMR isn't your thing, maybe pop a little bit of music on in the background and let's sketch together. Let's hang out and paint sketchbooks together. Enjoy.
Oh, this is a water brush, so it's not like any other brush. You see, it's got bristles at the end, and it's got this inner cartridge that you fill with water. They're really interesting. So it's like a container or reservoir designed to hold water in the middle, and then the two bits screwed together, and then it stops water from leaking out. And this is really good if you want to paint outside with watercolour paints, but you don't want to carry a pot of water. Oh my goodness, look at this. How cute is this? It's a pink pen. It's actually got pink ink and it's got a rubber on the other end of it. It's called Think Pink, this one. I got it from Ryman's, the stationers. They do all different ones. They do cats and dinosaurs and unicorns, and it's got like a little fine pen nib on the end of it. But it's so cute. I love the way that it just is pink. I didn't realise I had such a ridiculous collection of Sharpies. I didn't know I had that many of those. Sharpies are brilliant though, because it's like paint like ink and it doesn't bleed through your paper, which is brilliant. And also you can mark on light and dark surfaces like paper, metal, wood, ceramic. I actually made a mushroom plant pot. I had a white plant pot and I drew on them. All mushrooms all the way around. This is a really nice bamboo pen that I got. I don't know where I got it from. But yeah, going back to the Sharpies, you can draw on glass as well, and rocks and canvas. They're really good and they last for ages. Let me just show you these fine liners as well. They come in the tiniest little tips, and the black ink They're really good for drawing. They didn't last me that long, I think, because I used texture paper, but they are really good if you want to draw a fine line on cartridge paper. Let me show you this as well. These are really good. These are brush pens by Ecoline, and they've got a really good nib on them, like it's really quite long. And these are watercolour ones. They don't blend as well as watercolour pencils, I found, but they are really good for bright colours or if you want to add highlights. Sorted out everything into pots. In this moon cup is all my watercolour pencils, then I've got all my Posca pens in here. I think I'm going to have to buy some bigger pots. And then in here's all my felt tips and Sharpies. Will that yellow fit? Yeah, it did. And they're all in there, but I do definitely need a bigger pot for them. And then in here are all my fine liners, pens, gel pens and things like that. And then in here are my double-ended zig pens, which I really love. And I've also got some pencils in another one and some paintbrushes in another pot. I'm going to add these markers to this one because I didn't have another pot available.
We went to a friend's house and the lady was disappearing into this room and everything looked very tidy.
I'm watching a YouTube video all about interior design while I test out what pens work. I love YouTube so much, like it keeps me so company, that's not even a thing, it keeps me company while I'm on my own at home working in my studio. And there's so many amazing YouTubers out there, like incredible ones. And what I love is even if you really like niche things, you can find it on there. So yeah, it's great. And I'm not paid by YouTube to say this, I'm just telling you how much I love it. And if you love my videos, please like and subscribe. Another little behind the scenes thing that you might not know about is you need to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to start monetizing your account. That means that YouTube pay a small amount of money to you for views, but you have to have over 1,000 subscribers. I've currently got 700 and something, so it's getting there, and I'm really grateful to every one of you that's already subscribed and that comments. When you comment on my videos, honestly, I get so excited. I'm like, ooh, I've got a comment, because it makes it all worthwhile. Videos do take a long time to make, and it really does light me up when I get a comment. So if you've already subscribed, thank you for doing that. And if you've got a friend that you think might like my channel, please pass me on to them as well. So then that can be another income stream, because that's the other thing about being a creative. If you're new to this, you've got to have lots of different income streams. And then if one runs out, you've got another one. So thank you so much for watching.